Lesson 3. Growing Up in Segregated America. Introduction to Racial Segregation. Racial segregation was deeply entrenched in American society during the early to mid-20th century. Following the Reconstruction era, the implementation of Jim Crow laws across the southern states enforced racial segregation in public facilities, schools, transportation, and other aspects of daily life. These laws perpetuated systemic racism, denying African Americans equal access to resources and opportunities. Segregation extended beyond the South, with de facto segregation present in northern cities through discriminatory housing policies and practices. African Americans faced pervasive discrimination, limited economic opportunities, and violence at the hands of white supremacists. The prevalence of segregation shaped social interactions, institutional policies, and the lived experiences of African American communities, perpetuating a cycle of inequality and injustice. Impact on childhood and education. Growing up in a segregated America had profound implications for the childhood experiences and educational opportunities of African American children. Segregated schools were often underfunded and overcrowded, lacking resources and facilities compared to white schools. African American students faced discrimination and unequal treatment from teachers and administrators, reinforcing feelings of inferiority and exclusion. Despite these challenges, education remained a priority for African American families, who recognized its importance as a pathway to social and economic advancement. Many African American educators and community leaders played pivotal roles in providing quality education and nurturing the aspirations of Black youth. However, the impact of segregation on educational outcomes was significant, perpetuating disparities in academic achievement and limiting opportunities for future success. For children like Jackie Robinson, navigating a segregated educational system meant confronting daily injustices and obstacles while striving for academic excellence and personal fulfillment. Social and cultural climate of segregation. Segregation permeated all aspects of society, shaping social norms, cultural attitudes, and interpersonal relationships. African Americans were marginalized and excluded from mainstream institutions and social spaces, leading to the development of vibrant and resilient Black communities. Despite the challenges of segregation, African American communities fostered a strong sense of identity, solidarity, and cultural pride. Churches, businesses, and social organizations served as pillars of support and resilience, providing spaces for collective resistance and empowerment. The arts, literature, and music flourished within Black communities, serving as expressions of resilience and resistance against oppression. However, segregation also fostered divisions within communities, as individuals navigated internal hierarchies based on skin color, class, and education. Despite these internal tensions, African American communities remained resilient and united in their struggle against segregation and racial injustice, laying the groundwork for future activism and social change. Strategies of resistance and resilience. In the face of systemic oppression, African Americans employed various strategies of resistance and resilience to challenge segregation and assert their humanity. Resistance took many forms, from legal challenges and grassroots activism to everyday acts of defiance and cultural expression. Civil rights organizations, such as the NAACP and the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, SCLC, mobilized communities and organized protests against segregation and discrimination. Grassroots activists, including students, clergy, and community leaders, led sit-ins, boycotts, and marches to demand equality and justice. Legal challenges to segregation, such as the landmark Brown v. Board of Education case, challenged the constitutionality of segregation and laid the groundwork for desegregation efforts. Despite facing violence, intimidation, and arrest, African Americans remained steadfast in their commitment to freedom and equality. Through acts of courage, resilience, and solidarity, they challenged the foundations of segregation and paved the way for a more just and equitable society.